Hey guys, it's Kristen. So today I'm going to be showing you kind of like how I do my complete face from foundation to all the way down to like my eye makeup. So I'm just going to do this step by step, and the first thing I'm going to start with is foundation. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you're using, I use a liquid foundation, so if you're going to use a liquid foundation as well, I would just get this is my Coastal Scents 10 color blush palette, and I'm just going to use the back of this to mix together the products that I'm going to use. And before you do any of that, I put concealer on first. I mean, that's up to you whether or not you want to. And this is the Studio Sculpt Concealer in NW20. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to take some of my ring finger, go under my eyes, and then onto my cheeks, because I got redness in my cheeks. If you get redness in your cheeks, you can do this as well. I just like to have this a little bit more even, because then I find that I am able to use less of the foundation. And just cover up any redness that you have. I do get a little red on the bridge of my nose, but I tend to like to leave that. I don't know, especially for the winter, I feel like it gives you that like brisk kind of look, like just like flush of color, like you just walked in from outside. I personally like that. If you don't like that, you know, just cover up any of your rednesses. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I don't put my primer on first, I mix it in, and you can either use the MAC Prep and Prime. This is a really good primer, but right now I'm really loving, it's the Sephora primer. It's this little tiny tube that I got in a sample size that I've really been liking. I'm going to do a review on this soon, but as of right now I really like this. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit onto the palette. And then this is optional if you kind of want a dewy type of look, just a natural highlight. This is the MAC Strobe Cream. Now you don't need to use the exact same products that I am. You can use drugstore alternatives, because for a long time I was using the Revlon Color Stay, and then as of recently it just started to break me out, so I don't use it anymore. And then for my foundation, I'm using the Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15 by MAC, and it is in NW20. And you just kind of want to shake this really well. And then you see how a little bit of the strobe cream I put on there. And then I just want to do like maybe half a pump of this onto here. I use very little. And then I'm just going to take a craft brush. This is the Low Cornell XXL 277 round mop. It just looks like this. And this is what I'm going to be using to put on my foundation. And I'm just going to get the brush in there and kind of stipple it into the back of the palette, and then just work it down so that you can really get the product on there. And then I'm just going to stipple it onto my face. And then in circular motions, I'm going to blend this in. Okay, so now that I've blended it in, I'm just going to take a clean sponge. I got these at Walmart. I think it was like 12 of them or 24 in the pack for like $2 or $3. And just because the brush does leave some stray hairs around, if you could see, and it does leave a little bit of streakiness if you use too much, and I didn't use a lot, but I like to go over it with this just to take any excess off. So I'm just going to lightly kind of just buff this over my skin, just because I don't want too much of the product on there. And some people like having that look of a lot of product, but I personally don't, so. And then you could just see kind of on there, just took some of the extra off. I didn't use a lot to begin with because I already did conceal. So after that, what I do is I take, this is the Loose Powder by CoverGirl in 115 translucent medium. It's just a loose powder, really, really nice. It comes with a little puff, but what I do is I just pour some of it in the lid, just like that, if you could see. I'm going to take an Essence of Beauty, this is a powder brush, and I'm just going to dip that in there, tap off the excess, and then just buff this onto my skin. I don't necessarily like the finish that this gives, but I do like how it sets the makeup. I do go over it with something else that I use to really give the finish that I like. So after you're done with that, the next thing that I do is I take the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. This is in light medium. This is my wintertime color. In the summer I'm like medium dark. And then I just run this over my face because I love the finish that this makeup gives. And because we do go, at least I do, so light with the foundation, this really gives you that extra bit of coverage that you might need. And you want to really make sure that you go over your eyes because it's the thinnest layer of your skin. And if you're going to be putting eye makeup on, or even if you're not, you really want to get any discoloration on that part covered up. And you just want to make sure you go over the extra parts where you put concealer. Even though we did go over it with the foundation and the powder, you just want to make sure that it's really set in there. So as for foundation, just plain foundation, this is all I do. If you guys have any questions, leave it below, and then I'm going to post another video about like contouring and blush and all that, what I do mostly every day, and then after that will be an eye video. So this will be a series, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And like I said, if you have any questions, leave them below, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.